guys. Saturday evening. Um, Beautiful winter day here today. A little bit of sun, but mostly cloudy. But the temperatures were nice. Just the right amount of snow down. Spent quite a bit of time out. Quite a bit of time out riding the quad and stuff today, and I went down to the pond there and drilled a couple of holes close to shore just to see how much ice we had. Looks to be about enough there. You could go out on it now, but I'd rather wait for a couple of more cold days yet before I go out. But I have all of my ice fishing gear gathered up, so just waiting now for a suitable day to go. I just wanted to do a quick update on the NASCAR group build. I'm building the... just give me one sec. Yep. I'm building the Country Time Oldsmobile. That's AMT. They make the best NASCAR kits, I think. I much prefer the AMT over the Revell or the Monogram ones. So I started just on the chassis, glued the firewall in. This fuel tank is only just press fit in there for the time being. Got the rear bumper on the body. Pretty nice fit. You can see this one. The pillars are in the glass on this one. It's a bit of an oddity, but I guess it's just the kind of current that it is. The engine, the two halves of the engine glued together. But the main thing I've been working on is the cage, which I finished up tonight. Quite pain in the ass to build that, actually. So, for anybody who's watching, I'm sure everybody's aware of this, but just in case, there might be some new builders maybe. If you look at the instructions for these NASCAR kits, typically they'll have you put some pieces in the interior, put the seat in, and then you build the roll cage around that. Essentially, you have to paint the roll cage first and then piece it together, which to me anyways, it makes for weak joints and stuff like that. It's better to have just a bare plastic when you're gluing. So the best way to do it is to use the chassis as a jig of sorts. Build your cage, and then you can remove the cage after you're done gluing it together, instead of following the instructions. Most of the cages, see, here's a hole. Most of the cages have a steel bar that goes from the cage through the firewall and usually connects somewhere out near the rail. And of course this one is no different. So what I tend to do is I'll put it together, put the bar through the hole, glue it all in place, then I'll cut a small section out of the bar so that it'll slide up over the firewall. Other than that, everything else you can do it right on the car. So this cage is one of the more complicated ones that I built. This had I think it was 12 or 14 parts. So it was quite a bit of work to put it together. You essentially have to glue a joint, walk away, wait for it to dry, come back, glue the other one. Then you do that with every single piece. It takes a fair amount of time. One thing you may have noticed, I cut the net out. I'm going to try and have it with the net draped down over the outside of the car, as if it's been disconnected, and just hanging outside of the car. So I've never done that before, so I don't know how it's going to work out. If it doesn't work out, don't really care if there's a net or no net. The only other thing I've been working on is the exhaust. And that's about it. One thing, guys, I don't know if I showed these on my channel before or not. These sanding flex file makes, I guess they're probably one of the better known makers of these, but these are really good for sanding on curved stuff, so that you don't get a flat point, a flat spot in it. So of course they use these on the cage and stuff like that. Like I said, flex file is probably the main one, but I bought these as a set. Yeah, here we go. These are from U-Star, right here. I think they're either a Japanese or a Chinese company. But as you can see, you get multiple ones. I think this one came with 5 here, 6. Yeah, it's about 7 or 8. And each one is a different grit. So yeah, so if you do, for doing, like I said, curved stuff, like working on this cage and stuff, these are excellent for doing the cleanup there. And you see on the back, it tells you what grit the paper is. Of course, when these wear out, you can just buy a piece of sandpaper, you know, piece of sandpaper like this, cut a strip, and make another one. So yeah, and like I said, I'm not sure if I showed these before or not, but these are great for sanding on curves and stuff. Again, to make sure you don't get a flat spot from sanding. So anyways, guys, that's where I am with the NASCAR group build. Not a whole ton of building done. Like I said, it just takes a while to build to get this cage. If you did want to do it faster, you could use super glue and kicker, but I'd rather get it cemented together. I just think it makes a better structure. Yeah, so that's about it, guys. Yeah, nothing else to add. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and hope you stay tuned.